Ant played tonight. Just kind of how did he navigate this game? The different coverages they were thrown at him, especially in the fourth quarter there when Phoenix was trying to make a run at you.
Yeah, I thought he was outstanding as he's been all series. Making the right play today. He was a little more aggressive for himself. I thought, even so, the decisions to punch gaps were good ones. They started in a different look, and then they kept moving to different things, and he just kept handling it all and maintained his aggressiveness. So
His ability to kind of make these reads, make these decisions, is this kind of the smartest basketball you've seen him play in his career to this point?
yeah, I mean, I would say it's certainly the most composed. Yeah, I mean, he's a smart player. He just had a lot to learn, and he's learned it a lot, and he's putting it in play right now, and he's benefiting, and we're really benefiting. So
Nikhil had the team's highest plus-minus for the second time this series. What about him just fits playoff basketball so well?
Well, he guards at such a high level, makes things happen out there, and he's been hitting shots. He's really been shot ready and knocked down a bunch of big shots. I mean, took 10 shots. They were all threes. Tonight we got a couple free throws, 5 assists. So he just kind of did it all. I mean, he's just whatever the game kind of needs, he's really delivered. Whether it's been shot making or attacking a closeout or running the point. And then guarding, he's been incredible. So,
Road atmosphere, a lot of guys getting foul trouble early, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't seem to phase the team out there. Like, what did you just think of their ability to kind of weather anything?
Yeah, I
tonight?
was really pleased with that. We knew exactly what was coming. We wanted to punch first, take their punch, and punch again. And that's kind of how it mapped out. The game was super frantic to begin with. No one could make a layup. Teams were playing extremely fast. Once we settled into the game, it was, when we looked up, I think it was like 18-7 or something like that. And, I was very pleased with the start. So,
Chris, you guys have been really consistent, it seems, through these 3 games. How much of that consistency do you attribute to what Rudy's been able to do, I guess, on both sides of the ball?
yeah, it's been huge. I mean, I think when you play defense, like we're capable of playing defense, you have a chance to be consistent because, it's hard to score in the playoffs. You have to navigate a lot of different things. But Rudy's been incredible. I mean, he had 4 offensive rebounds. We had 15 offensive rebounds. I mean, just a lot of even the ones he didn't get himself, he kept alive a lot, and just defensively, he's been such a weapon. So.
Your offense looks a lot more structured. Is that because of more play calls, what you did during the week off, or just they're making the right reads and it looks so fluid?
I think it's a little bit of both. We are play calling a little bit more than we had been through the regular season, but I really think conceptually we really understand what we're trying to do, and it's really we benefited from that week off for sure, no doubt. So.
Chris, if memory serves me right, I think before the game today you mentioned that you noticed that you guys were underdogs going into this series.
Yeah.
Does the team take that personally?
I don't think so. I don't know if any of those guys even noticed that, So what they do take personally is that, they got to keep proving themselves, and that's the message that we keep telling them. So,
Chris, kind of along with that, I know since you've been here, there's been relative success, but it's no secret that this organization has struggled over the last 30 years.
Yeah.
What goes from one day, which seemed like to always to be uttered by this group, like one day we're going to get there, to finally getting there? What's the mental switch, and what's specific about this group that has helped you get over that hurdle?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you because I wasn't here for those first 26 years, and I don't care what happened beforehand. But the reality is, like, we got a bunch of guys who love playing together. They play hard. They play the right way. They're young. They let me coach them hard, and it's been fun. And that's been the foundation of being able to grow this little by little. Long way to go for us. But, yeah, we don't really care what happened before because that doesn't relate to any of us. So,
in a pivotal game for Phoenix, you guys led from the opening tip to the final buzzer.
Mm-hmm.
What does that say about this team's just maturity and how locked in they are right now?
Again, this is a team Phoenix is a team you need to dictate terms with. You don't want to get behind big on them because of the way they can shoot the ball. It's been part of our messaging, part of our points of emphasis that we have to get off to good starts and we have to, keep our nose in front as best we possibly can. So.
How much you were talking about the composure, kind of, especially with the officiating, foul trouble.
Yeah.
It seems like after any time there's a questionable call, Mike is going up to a guy
Yeah.
to try and calm him down in the game. How pivotal has he been to
Yeah.
try to keep guys from maybe teetering?
Yeah,
in
he
a
even
bad
calmed me
direction?
down at one point tonight. So, yeah, it's we've been preaching it. Stay calm, stay in the moment. Next play. And we knew there was going to be a point in the series where we were in foul trouble, and we just have to figure it out. We got a lot of guys kind of play through it best they could, and it didn't seem to disrupt them too much. But the game got a little chippy. I did call timeout there just to settle us down. Just we don't want to lose focus. You're up big. You don't want to get drawn into anything. And again, these are for a young team and an emotional team. These are little tests of your maturity, and Mike is he's got his finger on the pulse of that. So that's why he's so valuable for us. Just another reason.
Coach, the Sun started out, you kind of said this in the ESPN broadcast, that they had 15 free throws in the first quarter. That was the story of the game. How'd you kind of just settle your guys down and just kind of limit them getting to the line? Because that's what really had them in the game early on. Yeah,
I think they were really driving the ball hard. We probably weren't ready to kind of take those drives with the physicality that they were playing with. We had bad hands on some of them, and just kind of readiness wasn't where it needed to be. That was probably the biggest key. They were fouls. They weren't like we weren't fouling them, but we had to establish our own physicality at the other end to try to even things out. So I think the second quarter they only went to the line 3 times, so that was huge. So.
Coach, the third quarter is when you guys really pulled away. That's been a profitable quarter for you guys pretty much all season. What do you think kind of goes into that?
Focused, a few tweaks maybe at halftime. Guys are really kind of understanding what, where the game is and what needs to be done. So.
Chris, Cat started the first
Yeah.
quarter of the third quarter, really strong foul trouble again.
Yeah.
Is that related to the hot starts kind of there too?
Yeah, it was absolutely huge. Both quarters, played really well the other day in the third quarter as well. Comes at the right time, when we just need an extra dimension out there. I think he took advantage of a matchup early and a coverage early. And then, in the third quarter when we really kind of needed that second wind, he was there for us. So. Awesome. Thanks, guys.